right now. Bravo on set. Fellas, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Lot, and welcome to Saturday evening, everybody. Saturday afternoon, probably a little bit more accurate, isn't it? But we're going to go down to the main stage, that is for sure. And we've got a very interesting matchup here as we get into our winners bracket. We've got Optic Gaming, the hometown heroes. You can hear the crowd behind us already before a bullet has even been fired, taking on Native Red.
Yeah, and let's not forget, these two teams have played pretty recently at DreamHack Dallas. Of course, that was a 3-0 in favor of Optic Gaming, and a pretty historic one, if we're honest. As we take a look at the series in this series layout, the games in this series layout, though, both teams undefeated in every single game type in this series so far in Arlington.
Yeah, some really interesting ones in here, and certainly towards the back end of this series, you would say that Optic Gaming, CTF Aquarius has been one that they've been pretty damn good at over the time that they've been together. But it's this final two that we were looking at statistically. Stronghold's not been great for Optic Gaming, and that final game, we'll talk about it maybe if we get there, but that maybe isn't too good for Native Red. But let's talk about what we got in front of us right now, because Optic are on the main stage. You can hear the crowd getting hyped behind us, and Native Red have to try and silence them.
That's right, CTF Aquarius, your game number one. As we said, both teams undefeated in this game type. Optic also undefeated in CTF all weekend so far. Native Red is 2-1, so a little bit maybe of a break in the armor there. We're underway here into game number one. Optic Gaming up against Native Red, your first match of the championship bracket.
The winners bracket is live. Bracket play is underway, and this is where the tournament really starts for Optic Gaming. And the same could be said, of course, for Native Red as well. It's step by step. It's game by game. You could say it's brick by brick for Optic Gaming if they want to, of course, get towards that grand final.
Lucid on your screen here. Of course, highest CTF damage per game on the team. Boam, though, with a nice flank. It looks like maybe these kills will be traded out. Yes, they will in the end. One player we have to highlight, Mark, that you and I have not only been looking at this weekend, is actually the player on your screen. Taulek, a 1.4 KD in the tournament. He leads the entire major in KD.
And he's going to start off this game with the first camo pickup as well. Good shots onto APG just a moment ago to get a little semblance of map control, and Native Red now in the ascendancy. Lucid trying to escape, but he's going to be spotted out here. Sniffed out by Taulek, an easy kill for him.
Look at the patience here from Taulek as well. Look how just the trigger discipline, making sure he was only engaging there when he wouldn't take any damage as well. Slow playing this here as he tries to break in, but here comes Formal.
Yeah, I have to give a lot of credit to APG and Formal there. The way they positioned themselves to avoid that frag grenade it's just experience. It's knowing where that frag grenade is going to explode after it's bounced off those stairs. A lot of players maybe got a little bit too over-aggressive and too excited to get out the base in that situation. And before you know it, it's an easy double kill going down to Taulek. But Taulek's going to pick up one. Formal should trade that one out. 2 for 2 on the map right now. A 1v1 between Manny and Formal. Manny will clean it up.
Very nice finish there from Manny. Not easy to do up against a player like Formal. APG will be finished in the gen as well, and that flag is going to be started the run here to dead.
Big kill from Boam, though. He's going to take down Lucid, and that means that Optic Gaming find themselves with 3 players still in the death screen. So this will be a flag you would imagine that's going to be safely sent home here by Native Red. But a good push from Optic, but just the kills falling a little bit at the wrong time for them to get that flag any kind of significant amount across the map.
Another thing you and I were talking about as well is Optic Gaming has to know just how much is on the line here. Into championship bracket, hometown crowd coming off of the lowest placing in quite some time. And they cannot take a team like Native Red lightly. 3 dead for Optic Gaming. Boam, you can see how loud he is in his picture-in-picture there. They're starting to push.
Yeah, and I mean, Native Red, this whole team has been built on friendship, on relationship, right? And I think that's the reason that Boamx fits in so well on this team. And he's certainly starting off the series pretty well in this first game. 6-3 and a second camo now going over to Native Red. That's 2 in a row. And SoulSnipe's thinking about getting that flag moving.
Just a little pull off the stand. You can tell that flag's going to continue being ran high gen. We have a base trade. Both flags are out.
Really important here that SoulSnipe stays alive, and brilliantly not to trade in that situation. If Formal gets the trade in that situation, Optic Gaming, then they're probably feeling pretty good about a flag run themselves, but SoulSnipe staying alive means that now he can go and grab that flag and continue to run it here for Native.
Wow, look at the patience out of Native Red. It's a nice finish as well from SoulSnipe, eventually traded out, but 3 dead for Optic. TriPPPeY is your last player alive for Optic Gaming, and he's on the return.
Oh, is he on the return in time? No, the touch comes in at just the last second. Manny times it absolutely magnificently here for Native Red, but they still have work to do. Next kills in this next few seconds or so might decide if this flag goes home.
Formal's your biggest threat. Take a look. He's top middle. He's jumping. He's trying to get the angle. He's going to drop. This flag should go home.
Well, should go home indeed, but you're going to see a flagpole actually coming at the last second. Someone snuck behind enemy lines. Someone's managed to get behind the players from Native Red here, and TriPPPeY, once again, as last alive, has to do some magic. Manny will win the fight. He sends the flag home, and now he says, hey, let's add another flag to our base, and it's going to be the Optic Gaming 1v1.
Ooh, here it is. He's going to get the slide. He's going to get the cap. Native Red with an unbelievably disciplined and well-timed flag run. It took place over about 1 minute 45 of play. That was one of your much less traditional flag runs on Aquarius, and they stunned the home crowd here with the first flag on the board.
And it all comes down to a 1v1, right in the front of the base, and it's Manny who came out on top. TriPPPeY had it all to do. There was multiple targets for him to try and deal with, but now Optic looking to answer back. They have two from Native Red in the death screen. Boamx is staying alive for just a little bit longer than TriPPPeY would have wanted, and now he takes the damage off the back of it. A 2-for-2 split, but Formal has that flag back, but he's being chased down. He's having to take some damage.
See if he can get around the corner. He knows someone's on the flag as well. 3 dead. Lucid, your last player alive for Optic Gaming. He's bottom mid with the camo. Can he get there? That's going to be a tough route to get to the flag. TriPPPeY probably needs to get your touch.
TriPPPeY does get the touch. TriPPPeY gets the kill as well, and that will mean the flag goes home here for Optic Gaming. And now with Lucid with the camouflage as well, they might be thinking about getting aggressive and looking to take the lead.
Wow, look at this right away. A flag goes in the board, and the crowd here with a big "Let's go Optic" chant right away behind the 4 players on your stage of the green wall. We're tied 1-1.
Formal now on our screens. 9-9 in this game as he picks up just another death to add to the collection. Good job from Native Red to shut him down as APG now patrols around the bottom of the pink tower. But look at this pressure now coming in from Native Red. Taulek's taking another 1v1 down to the bottom of Car. He wins that as well as we have a 2-for-2 number split on the map.
See what Lucid does here. He's taking a lot of damage, so he's forced off. Would have loved to have held that height, but instead he gets pushed off. It's really good top mid control here for the moment for Native Red. However, they find themselves once again, the remaining 2 players on each side also fall.
I mean, this has been a fantastic game so far. Just to start off, for both teams, it's been back and forth, and it's been efficiency when those flags have been moving. 2 flags pulled, 2 flags capped within this game as APG looks to get aggressive now on the fridge.
Undoubtedly really impressed with both flags runs that we saw from each side. As we said, Native Red with a much slower, more methodical multi-stage run. It's not easy to do up against a team like Optic Gaming. Optic with a little bit more of a traditional run to tie us now up at 1-1, just over 6 minutes left on the clock.
Really interesting map split here. You can see that all of Optic are playing on the pink side between the fridges. On the other side of the map, you can see SoulSnipe on our point of view right now. The rest of Native Red, they're holding down the car side. So it's kind of like a split down the middle, but not in the traditional sense of a Halo map. It's kind of left and right here instead of up and down.
Also watching top mid right now. Keep an eye on that. The next few kills, 2 dead for Native Red as a flag run starts and the camo's popping.
Yeah, so important that standoff gets won by one team and then immediately they start to move that flag as well. Optic, they do that. However, they have lost APG while pushing forward, but the kills are now starting to be picked up. Is there anyone in position here for Optic to get their hands on that flag? Lucid says yes.
Look at this run here. Crowd likes what they see as well. He should get around it with a nice slide. Still 2 dead for the side of Native Red, and now Lucid with full shields will take the flag home.
Well, Optic will 1 flag down, but they're about to be 2-1 up. 2 back-to-back flags here for Optic Gaming will give them the lead with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game.
2-1 now. 5:20 on the clock, and as you say, Optic just needs to continue playing the game that they've started to play over these last few minutes. Might have seen that first flag go, but now 2 unanswered on the board. It's a good time to get into an Optic Gaming listening.
Project 1. Nice, pink 2, pink 2, I think.
Hear that.
Too fresh.
Yeah, our flag and P2. Our flag.
Okay, let's do. I'm looking at our flag.
Still our flag.
Pink door.
Hey, Matt, I'm coming back for this guy.
I don't see car 1. I don't see car 1.
Push you out pink.
He's
around there. He's in there.
I'm gonna die.
Our fridge.
They're car jump. Car 3.
The front base also, Manny.
Our shrooms, 1 bullet. Our shrooms, 1 bullet.
Last guy.
Yeah,
Chill.
no, just keep playing for a kill here.
Looking at our flag,
There's like 2 guys in our flag, I think.
Or our flag's half, Boamx. I'm going back to our
There's 2
flag.
there. I think there's 2 there.
Boamx is
Right,
half.
that's a
One guy on touch. On Brad already. Like 2 on Brad.
I got
Their window. Only 1 guy there window.
I got one.
Nice, Brad.
Yo, it's car 3. Car jump.
Very
One
weak.
shot. 1 shot car 1. 1 shot car 1. Going there, car jump, Brad.
They're good. L2 weak, Manny. L2 weak, Manny.
L2 weak.
On Nate's weak. On
Pushing
Nate's
him, pushing him. Hold on.
In our corridor. Corridor dead. On Nate's 1, Manny.
2 dead, guys, fresh.
Get that rematch.
P1 out sleep. Heard you, Get pull.
2, 3 dead.
Pink door, weak solid.
Very weak.
Flag is
Dead.
Pull.
The whole P2. Watch our OE, Matt. Watch
Fridge. One top, Mikey. Fridge.
Nice.
3.
Let's get flag.
We got shots in window. One just spawned outside. Camo's up, guys. Camo's up.
Heard.
I'm gonna push their gen, Matt.
The flag weak, Boamx.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die with Camo. Camo's down top mid.
Oh, in the window.
Yo, they're pink.
Tommy has pressure, guys.
One shot there, shoot.
Camo was down top center. Somebody play for that.
Center still.
The pink street, Taulek.
Nice,
Tommy
Tommy.
got another
2.
Tommy has pistol
Play
in
for
their
Camo.
bases.
Play for Camo.
I'm going for it.
P1 right now, P1 Taulek.
Running
One
the
shot
shit
Taulek.
side.
Third pink street, one shot Taulek.
Can't get our face
Our
somewhere.
flag, our flag.
Out the comms back into the gameplay, and Andy, you were jumping up and down. You were saying APG has done something marvelous here for Optic, which has given me the opportunity here to be up 3-1.
I mean, unbelievable plays from APG. You might have heard during the comms, by the way, we might even not even have time to really get through these thoughts if Optic continues running these flags this well, but Lucid gonna pause for just a second. But during that listening, you heard them say, as 3 fall for Optic Gaming to APG as he's bottom card, just get your kill, just get your kill. He does more than that. He gets the flag stop, and then off the back of the damage he does, it's 4 dead for Native Red. You cannot ask for more from your last player alive in APG.
And it's a classic example of how you have to deal with that last player alive. Everyone is so talented here in Halo Infinite at this top level that one player can completely change the complexion of the game. One player who's doing that right now is on your screen. Formal, he's 19 and 50.
I mean, unbelievable numbers from him once again.
20.
You know he loves playing here at the Esports Stadium Arlington in front of this Optic Gaming crowd. And as you say, 20 kills on the board, tied with Taulek there leading the lobby.
We might be looking at his 21st as well. Tries to help out a teammate. Boamx taken down. There is number 21. Positive 6 at the moment, leading with assists as well for Formal, and the flag is moving as well. And I tell you what, Taulek couldn't find him for a second. Lucid there to get the trade, and APG with a clear run home might be looking to put the exclamation point on what has been a fantastic start here from Optic.
The APG chant in the building as well. As we said, the man was doing it all. A huge defensive effort earlier, and he's rewarded later with a flag cap as well, and an APG chant in the building. They're up 4-1.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left for Native Red to turn this one around, but at the moment, it's looking like it's all Optic Gaming. And the blue touch paper has been lit here by APG. Another double kill for him.
With that kill, they're now outslaying 69 to 58. So Native Red has done well to keep kills on the board. But with play like this from Optic Gaming, there's no room for flag caps to come in. That's 4 unanswered flags, and yet another camo here for Formal.
Needs to almost be perfect here from Native Red. They have to run back to back flags, it feels like, because the clock is against them. Time is your enemy. SoulSnipe's trying to do what he can, but look at Formal. He knows where everyone is at all times, and he knows what is the priority kill. Rotates all the way back to his base, while Optic are moving the flag as well. SoulSnipe gets taken down, and APG says, you know what, Formal, you've done your job. It's time to do mine. Optic Gaming, 1-0 up in the series.
And APG does it with style, and you got to see at the end of the game, he is the human UAV. They call it for a reason. Formal around the map, the plan on your screen with so much information for the squad. And he's a stone cold stoic, but in the game, he ends it with 21 kills, 16 deaths, and 11 assists.
Yeah, that was ruthless from Optic. It really was. There was that one moment from Native Red where they got that flag cap, and they played that pretty damn well to get that cap. But even then, they had to work so hard for it. But take yourself back to the Optic caps. I mean, every single one was just efficient. The kills were picked up at the right time. The path was always clear. And even in that last one, you know, the play call's made. This is last flag. We don't need to kill them on their side of the map. Come back, shepherd me back, make sure I'm safe. APG just has to run it home after the work is done by Formal. And I mean, it's just brilliance from Optic Gaming. That's what we expect to see from this lineup.
It really is. 5 unanswered caps. As you saw in the replays just now, that first cap did go to Native Red, and maybe a tiny bit of a Saturday afternoon wake-up call for the side of Optic Gaming. Here's the plays from APG. This is what I'm talking about. He was your last player alive. He gets the first kill on the flag stop. He gets the second one as well. With that, you have 3 dead, and that flag gets ran back. That is a beautiful display of effort from APG. Not easy to do against a team like Native Red, but guess what? If you want one player in that situation, it's going to be APG with the perfect comms and death screen comms of Optic Gaming to make sure he had all the info he needed.
Yeah, you're looking at maps like Aquarius, and I mean, APG was a menace on midship. He knows how the angles on these arena-type maps work. He knows how to position himself, and most importantly, like you say, he knows when surviving and re-engaging in battles is the most important. Having a player like that on your team, even though statistically maybe APG sometimes doesn't look like he's doing the best on the team, he is allowing everyone else to thrive, to shine, and that is why APG is such a special component of this team.
Absolutely. Also, what's this cool special treat is because these cams are set the way they are, you get to see APG clawing through all those battles, and it looks like an absolute masterclass on how to claw on a controller, just everywhere he needs to be on the map. So good in those close quarters battles, also just not missing a shot.
Yeah, just gonna need to point out the assists coming in from Optic Gaming as well. If you compare that on the other side to Native Red, it is clear that they are shooting for each other, and one man who's certainly shooting for his teammates and who's picking up some of the kills along the way is going to be Formal. This man has been on a tear this event. We've already seen him pick up a kill tack, and on his Marine service record here, I mean, you can see the success he's had.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad here. Of course, first place at the Halo World Championship last year. Also first place, of course, at Charlotte as well. That most recent event at DreamHack Dallas. The first Optic Gaming loss in quite some time. So just in case you're just joining us here, Optic Gaming not only on home turf, but with a lot to prove and remind everyone that they want to be the kings of the castle, the titans of competitive Halo back on top. That's what they're looking to do here this weekend.
And Formal is going to be the man to lead them forward as well. He's been outstanding so far, but that form is going to have to continue if Optic Gaming want to be on this beautiful main stage come Sunday evening. Now, let's turn our attention away from Optic for just a few seconds. Let's talk about Native Red, because undefeated up until that point on that game type, but Optic, we know, somewhat of a different beast when it comes to Aquarius capture the flag. But Game 2 Slayer, we always say the Game 2 is the one you can steal away, and the total complexion of a series can change in just about 12 minutes time.
That's right, Native Red needs this one. Right now, they're 6-1 in Slayers. Their only loss was to Cloud9 in that Game 5, a 50-44, and of course, it was a pretty important one as it changed the entire trajectory of their bracket. It has now landed them against Optic Gaming here in Winners 1. As you heard on the desk, this is not where they wanted to be, but now an opportunity to tie the series here. Slayer Livefire is your game number 2.
It'll be interesting to see how those weapons are controlled as well. We know that Optic Gaming, they prioritize that heat wave as well. Lunchbox is on top of that time every single opportunity that weapon is going to pop up on the map, and keeping track of that, when it's going to be used, when it's going to be dropped, all these sort of things can contribute to an extended lead here for Optic Gaming. For Native Red, though, it's time to answer back to try and tie up this series. Optic, though, have the lead. They're up by 1.
Starting things off here with APG, the man on your screen, the man we talked about just did so much towards the end of that game to get his team the win. Oh, and talk about nades like that. When you leave a little present in the cuts, the team is there to pick it up. That's beautiful. 3-1 lead for Optic Gaming. Sniper in hand for Formal.
Yeah, Formal with the sniper in his hand as well, and 3-1 to start. Manny, be careful, because Formal doesn't miss too many. Maybe just a little bit of a warning shot coming in from Matthew Piper on that occasion, but now puts himself in a great position, as he always does, to support teammates. There's a body shot. Oh, narrowly misses the second as well, but hey, Mr. Heatwave, he's got a Heatwave, and he's got a little yellow coat on as well. The overshield is in the hands of Optic too.
Yeah, nice job here from TriPPPeY. Just making sure he maintains all of his overshield as well. SoulSnipe tries to come in. He does get the stick in the end, which is good to shut down your overshield heatwave opponent bottom middle. That keeps the game 6-3.
Yeah, Formal just kind of like puffs his chest up there, lines up that no scope and says, go on, peek one more time, and we'll see what happens. But a 6-3 Optic certainly in the ascendancy at the start of this game. Now, Formal, at the moment, just anchoring at the back of green and trying to support teammates as they take those battles over at the tower. Lucid wins his. At the moment, just trying to find his mark is Formal, but there's 1 for 1.
Oh boy, Formal just knows. He's like, I got 4 shots, and you best believe I'm not going to miss all of them. He waits till the 3rd shot, peeks back out from the green box, and hits the shot beautifully. Makes it look easy. That will bring the Optic lead to 10-3.
Look how he just realizes as well that he can just get out of this, keep the sniper in his hand, support teammate once more. A lot of players you might have seen in that position go for the 2nd shot and give an opportunity for a death to be thrown away. Not Formal. Now he comes back and he finds himself on a killing spree. That's the difference between the best in the world and the rest who are trying to match it.
My God, he just always finds a way to thread the needle. Drops Rat Tunnel while pre-nading Key Door, and as he peeked around Rat Tunnel, he could tell he had the damage he needed on both of those battles. And guess what? Now we're at 14-3. Mark, this feels like a good opportunity to talk about the last time that we saw these two teams play a Slayer. It was 50-18 on Pit Slayer in favor of Optic Gaming. To be honest,
close, everyone.
To be honest, it was a game type that I think a lot of us wanted to forget, but guess what? You can't, because these two teams are going up against one another yet again, and it's 17-4 in favor of Optic Gaming.
TriPPPeY's got the 2nd overshield as well, so Optic at the moment are steamrolling Native Red. And Lucid doesn't even have to use his gun to pick up kills. He's picking up kills with those sticky grenades, but TriPPPeY loses the fight there with the overshield. Now, small little plays like that can maybe change the game sometime, but hey, here comes Formal. There's a couple of shots to just slow things down for a moment. Native Red once again find themselves 3 dead.
Interesting battle there with TriPPPeY. There had to be a team shot or a grenade or something that I did not know about, because it looks like that overshield evaporated. 22-8 is your score at the end of that, so not much damage done in terms of the Optic lead as they will continue scoring. And if we're honest, this has already become what many would call an insurmountable comeback, right? This is already, when you're playing against the world champion at 23-9, you would need to put together an unbelievable stint of plays, and I think Native Red is aware of that.
TriPPPeY picks up yet another one as well, and TriPPPeY's 9-2 in this game. He just seems to love playing Slayers, I have to say, TriPPPeY. His stats must be some of the best in the league when it comes to this game type. And now Formal, he's going to have another opportunity to pick up yet another kill for his tally. 7-2 is Formal in this game, and to be honest with you, you can look across any Optic Gaming member at the moment, the stats look pretty good.
Tell you what, I never want to meet Formal in the Rat Tunnel. based off of those 2 battles alone, I never want to see Formal in the rat tunnel. He does not lose battles down there, even when he has absolutely no business winning them. Taulek with a sniper rifle in hand and quite a deficit.
I mean, this is the man that Native Red fans look to, right? To do something special, to claw them back into a game. And he's going to have to hit some really big shots here with this sniper rifle. Trying to survive for now is aim number 1, however. Pressure coming in from Optic. Boamx going to slow it down, though. Lucid, he should be taken down and is taken down by Taulek. But look at the pressure elsewhere. Look how hard Taulek is having to work just to stay alive.
Absolutely, and now really nice teamwork there as 2 will fall. Overshield is not picked up by Formal. It's denied. Ooh, Shroud Screen's going to make it impossible for this one. He has to isolate the 1v1. He will get the trade and the spree. That's as much as you could have asked for there, but Optic Gaming with fantastic execution for the Overshield grab. They still lead 30-16.
3 in a row here for Optic Gaming.
Oh boy.
2 in a row here for TriPPPeY.
Oh, no.
And I'll tell you what, it's 2 in a row. 3 overshields, triple kill as well. 3 is the magic number here for Optic Gaming, and especially for Joey on your screen.
Oh boy, it's a walk in the park if we're honest for Optic Gaming. 34-16 now. And they're making it look way too easy. And like we said, it was just a little bit too much damage too early for Native Red to even keep this game close.
Yeah, 3 dead again. SoulSnipe, last player alive. He's dead as well. Lucid, he picks up yet another kill. Formal donates a kill towards Native Red. Nice of him to do so.
Kind of.
At 37-17, showing that the man's got a heart as well.
He really does. Always been a nice guy, and Formal knows when there's a team in need. And I tell you what, Native Red is that team right now.
12 more to go here for Optic. Heatwave picked up yet again, and TriPPPeY in the rat tunnel.
Oh, jeez.
Almost as effective as Formal is. Does his best Formal impression down there for now. 11 kills now to go, and this is kind of just like the home straight. This is the victory parade, so to speak, in this game number 2 for Optic.
It is, and it's not going to be any easier to watch for Native Red, if we're honest. It's going to be a long 10 kills. It feels like this has been quite a fast game and not a lot to say. It's almost a very, very similar, if not identical, scoreline to the last time that they played their Slayer.
9 kills to go then. At this point, a formality. Killing spree here for TriPPPeY. It's 5 without response. SoulSnipe picks up 2, but TriPPPeY now looking to add another one to the tally of Optic Gaming. Native Red, though, get their first 4 dead of the game, and it's a long way to go.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
But, sorry.
43-23, a 20-kill lead here with 6 minutes left on the clock, and as you said, largely a formality here. Overshield popping, we'll see if Native Red can grab this and extend the game any longer. 2 dead for both sides.
Trades come in. Overshield is going to be up. You can see Manny's going to go for it. Formal just trying to prioritize his life instead of that overshield. They can let him have one when they have such a significant advantage in this game, but Formal says, you know what? Nice overshield. There's a sticky grenade to take that one down.
Ooh, triple as well on screen for Manny. Not too bad. Somehow stays alive, lives to tell the tale, and almost picks up another one on TriPPPeY. So a little bit of much needed composure coming in from Native Red. To be honest, this looked like it was going to be another 50-18. They have added 10 kills to the previous Slayer tally that they had the last time. And if I'm honest, even if it doesn't result in anything else, they needed this confidence going into the next game.
I mean, we saw one of the craziest. Oh, there's a player ball middle. TriPPPeY gets 2. He's baited in beautifully by Lucid. Oh, you sneaky little devil, TriPPPeY.
Don't do it.
There's the triple kill on SoulSnipe. Oh, he might be the 4th victim.
Oh, he's going to hit the trade as well. 49-31, 1 more kill to go.
Want to go here for Optic. Lucid looking to finish it. Doesn't even get the opportunity. A teammate steals it away. But only one team was in control through that second map of the series. Optic Gaming looking dominant.
I'll tell you one thing, do not go anywhere near bottom middle against Optic Gaming ever. Whether it's a rat tunnel or just directly bottom middle, you will lose the battle and you will lose it handily. TriPPPeY with a nice little double back whack there. Also turns the corner on the key door to get the triple. He wanted that over and knew that SoulSnipe was in the rat tunnel as well. In the end, he doesn't get the over, but they get a very nice result of a 51 total kills, by the way, because of Formal suicide. 50-33 is your final score in-game. 51 kills on the board for Optic Gaming. They decide to even go above and beyond. Here's some plays from bottom mid from Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to see a lot of these so far from Optic Gaming, and the reason they're winning them, boys, like I talked about at the start of this game, Andy, it's all about that heatwave control, and you have to give a huge amount of props to Lunchbox. The coach stood behind them, making sure he is on top of that every single time it's popping up. And I mean, I talked about how TriPPPeY loves Slayers. Again, his statistics at the end of this game show it.
Man, unbelievable. Just TriPPPeY's entire trajectory. Oh, God. A nice little shot here from Taulek, and Shroud Screen is what eventually secured that next overshield for Optic Gaming. But TriPPPeY in Slayers, I mean, it's been such a big part. Look at this as well. The repulse to the plasma actually is what gets him the triple there, so he does it with style. but I couldn't agree more. TriPPPeY in Slayer game types, Game 2s and Game 5. He's been unbelievable and continues to get better and better.
What a story that's been in itself, right? How many times, it was almost the TriPPPeY meme, right?
Early on,
Before
yeah.
Optic Gaming won that first event where it was always TriPPPeY who'd have that look on his face of how did we just lose a Game 5 again? And now he's missed a Game 5. He's missed the Slayers. He steps up when Optic Gaming need him. And if you're looking at those statistics, I mean, Joey, you can take a picture of that one. He's 19-6 in that game and matching his teammates for assists as well.
15.0 KDA. Look at that right side of your screen. No one anywhere near his KDA at 15.0. An unbelievable performance yet again. He's showing up in a big way here in front of a hometown crowd. And to be honest, like you said, this is what we expect of TriPPPeY now in Slayers because he keeps putting up numbers like that.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's one thing to have the weapons and the power-ups, but also I love the routes that TriPPPeY takes when he has them as well. He's not going to overextend just because he has an overshield. He knows that if he gives that up and turns over weapons, then that can be a swing moment against some of the best in the world. You might be able to make a few of those mistakes in pool play, but when it gets to the championship bracket like we find ourselves in now, TriPPPeY is playing some exceptional Halo right now as we head into our Game 3. We're off to the streets for some King of the Hill.
King of the Hill streets are game number 3, and to be honest, Native Red really wants to stretch this if they can, because keep in mind, Stronghold, which is your Game 4, right now is Optic's weakest game type both here at Arlington and at DreamHack Dallas. They want to get to that Game 4 if they can. It will not be easy, though. They're going up against a white-hot Optic Gaming here in game number 3.
Now we have to see if Optic are going to be able to close out here. Are they going to give maybe a little bit of hope to Native Red with one game slipping through their fingers, or are they going to show that ruthless element that we've been looking for since the Halo World Championships? A 3-0 win here in the way that they've played would be a statement for sure, as there's no surprise. We start with TriPPPeY on our screens.
And also, guess what? We've seen this team play this game type so much. They are so solid, especially late game on King of the Hill streets, and they're going to be looking to bring that same intensity here to your third game and try to end it here and now.
Early time here for Optic as well. Boamx did get the first rocket pickup, but you did see he traded out that kill. So we'll have to see if the Rockets are in possession of Optic Gaming or Native Red. Taulek is going to hunt down TriPPPeY though, so that'll be the Bulldog down. And it's going to be the red gun in the hands of Taulek now as Optic find themselves on the back foot and certainly down numbers.
APG, your last player alive. A good trade from APG. Formal needs to win this one. He can't. That will keep 3 dead. TriPPPeY now is your only player alive. He and Lucid spawning across the map at Neons and now Tram.
Stalker rifle. Talked about it in the hot takes a little bit earlier. Certainly can completely dominate this map. And Manny has that responsibility now. 1 or 2 shots completely shuts down a push. If you hit them onto a player, that player has to take a few seconds to wait for those shields to come back. That's more time on the board, and already 50% of this hill is going to be picked up now by Native Red.
Very nice shots from Manny. Also good discipline to stay alive. Know exactly when to disengage in that battle, and maybe even win this one if he has the help he needs from
Formal!
No, somehow Formal gets both of those.
Formal just boots the door down and says, hey, I'll take the challenge. I'm feeling white hot like you say right now. And Optic barge their way into this hill. Last player alive is going to be cleaned up. That was a 4 dead for Native Red. A perfect break and great patience in the setup for it from Optic as well.
What on earth did Formal's POV look like there in the back of music? I had no idea.
Perfect.
I had no idea he was the one even shooting. Boom, turns around. He also gets the kill in Red Room as well. And now look at this run that they're on. They take the lead in the first hill.
Now, can Native Red break Optic Gaming? That's the question. This break might mean they could go into a lead, and it's the new boy, Boamx, who gets the double kill. But here's a flanker. His name is Lucid, and he's got a microwave to play with as well. There's 2 for him.
Gets 2 there. We'll see what Manny can do to try to stay alive on the driveway. Not going to be easy, and here comes the timing push. Boam, as you say, answers back with a nice double of his own, but it doesn't secure things just yet.
But look at Optic. They're saying, hey, you can have this little bit of time because we are going to find ourselves a rocket launcher. Manny's going to poke. Manny's going to prod. All the rockets will be taken down, but TriPPPeY's inside the hill. TriPPPeY has now decided this 1v1 might be what I need to win this first hill.
Taulek's dead. That'll be it. This should be this first hill.
First hill should go to Optic. No one in position here for Native to break. Optic go up by 1-0 as now we move over to the Tram.
Now all focus here, of course, going to be on Neons and the L. This is where the push is going to come in from Native Red. Already another kill for TriPPPeY, and he's flanking around yet again. He gets good damage. However, 1 dead for each side.
SoulSnipe trying to stay alive as well after winning that individual battle, but once again, look at this sneaky little pickle. It's going to be Lucid, who's behind enemy lines once more. He's already got 1. He can put a shroud screen down, but it's only going to delay the inevitable. He gets that kill.
Wow.
And almost manages to out the other player up on ties 2.
Doing everything at once. Manny is now going to be weak based off the damage that was coming in from Lucid, and now TriPPPeY tries to get the double back. He does get the finish. As you said, though, a Hail Mary through the Shroud screen. A great job, great damage coming in from Lucid there to keep things close.
Yeah, the reason you're not seeing a huge amount of time here for every team is there's a constant 2-2 trade on the map. Nobody has a huge amount of numbers. It's just constantly being back and forth. Nobody in full control for this entire period of time that we've seen. Maybe with these kills, though, they're getting picked up right now by Taulek. This is an opportunity for Native Red to step inside that hill and start to feel comfortable.
Really nice play there from Taulek, knowing that you can shoulder peek and just get away from the hitbox there and able to hold height without dropping down. It's a nice double kill as well. Maybe the signs of life that Native Red need here.
Yeah, a little bit of a snappy coming in there from Taulek. Just found the headshot immediately to get his second kill. And with all the power in his hands, the Stalker Rifle and the Bulldog, now Taulek's job is to just stay alive. Make sure that you are the anchor for the team, as Native Red now over halfway on this hill as Taulek's on the prowl once more.
Boom, right away the Bulldog barks and tries to stay alive. It's a killing spree for him, almost does it. Lucid says no. Once again, 2 players down here on the C stairs.
Rockets are coming up as well. Boam is on the flank. Trades coming in left, right, and center. It's a 1v1 on the map at the moment. Formal versus Boamx, and Boam is going to be in a position closest to those Rockets to pick them up. But Formal dances around those pillars, and Boam comes up with nothing, and Formal makes it pay.
I think Formal just plays it perfectly to make Boam panic, and it's not easy to do on the main stage. You're going up in that 1v1, hoping that Formal maybe checks. Instead, Formal goes for a little bit of like a depth fake there in terms of just how deep he was, and he makes both Rockets not only get burned, but also gets the kill as well. Great stuff from him.
Yeah, perfect play from Formal once more. Boam now trying to re-challenge, and look at the information that's been picked up by Formal. As soon as he saw those multiple players you saw in the player cam, just immediately relaying that. It's like they're spawned over at Arcade, they're spawning Red Room, and now we can hold where we need to turn this hill back in our favor. Native Red's still in the lead on this hill, but Optic now in control.
Also, let's keep an eye on the game clock, right? It's 1-0 with 2:30 left. As you mentioned, Mark, teams have gone trading back and forth so much at Tram, 1-for-1 each time, that there's a lot of game time left here. Only 2:26 left with a 1-0 lead.
APG trying to force into the hill. Native Red still stuck over at Arcade and trying to force their way in. Lucid knows that piece of jump is a great way to try and get behind enemy lines. And Native Red now starting to realize that maybe time is a factor. They need to get inside this hill. If Optic take this hill away now, Andy, like you say, time is a problem for Native Red, because the next hill is that bottom mid hill, and that takes so much time in comparison to the others.
Oh my God, look at Lucid running and gunning, just dealing damage without taking any. He pops a few shots, he grabs the red gun, he loops back around, and Native Red have no idea where he is.
Kills 2, strips the shields of 2 more as well. And with that, the number 2 pops his head up once more. It's 2-0 to Optic. 3 dead here for Native Red, and Lucid is on a tear.
Looks like he's done a warm-up. He's just sliding around the map, right? Looks not even shooting anyone, just sliding around the map. All the damage is done and making it look easy. 2:07 left on the game clock and a continued time bottom mid hill. Optic Gaming still 2-0.
Rockets coming up as well, and when you're controlling bottom middle, it's a simple pickup here for Lucid. SoulSnipe, he'll be taken down as well. TriPPPeY, he's going to find 1-2. Manny's going to challenge. Lucid's going to have a go at it as well, but Manny will come out on top.
Manny with a nice win there. 3 out of 4 dead now for Optic Gaming. What does Native Red have up their sleeve? This is their last bit of life in the winner's bracket.
Well, Boam has another chance with the Rockets. See if he can do something this time. Last time it was 2 for 0. This time, he might have an opportunity to change that narrative. Finds 1 this time, but Lucid will get that trade. Native Red inside of this hill. They don't want to give this series up. They want to fight and claw for every single bit they can get out of it.
And he wins his second battle there up against Lucid. It will be Formal once again, just rushes B stairs to force the burn.
Almost just like, can I stop having players of Rockets?
Let me at him. Just flies right at him on B stairs. 1:39 left on the clock. We are tied up on the 3rd hill. Ooh, the stick comes in from Boam as well. Not a lot of time to play with, though, for Native Red. 3 dead for them, 4 dead for them. Manny's your first spawner off the back of the double kill.
I mean, Formal shot today is just looking almost flawless at times. He is not missing bullets, and when he gets that first shot, you just expect him to win that fight. Optic trying to fight around the hill at the moment, and the difficulty here for Native Red, Andy, is that game clock. You can see that they've got to force their way in. They've got to force the pace of the game, and Optic can just slay around it. They have a 2-hill advantage.
2-hill advantage, and right now a 2-man advantage as well. Still 2 dead. Only 2 players here are going to be trapped all the way around tires and caution. They're going to slow play this, as you say.
60 seconds left until Optic Gaming will close this one out in a 3-0 fashion. Time is starting to be the enemy. Once again here, another bark from TriPPPeY with that Bulldog. He loves a little close-range weapon.
Man, how are you going to win that battle, right? You push back, TriPPPeY's got the Bulldog back A. Not going to be easy. Just stays alive. Guess what? They love eating this time. 44 seconds on the clock.
TriPPPeY knows he can't be pushed as well. Boam knows he can't push because he's got that Bulldog in his hands. 10 seconds till the Rockets come up, but 10 seconds might be too long for Native Red to wait here. They've only got around 30% of that hill capped. And with Native Red just constantly being slayed here by Optic, TriPPPeY's gonna have a free pickup.
Grabs one, burns the second one. Very nice, done. Oh, almost, yes, we'll get that as well. Formal helps out with the grenade. Once again, 24 seconds left. They're going to continue baiting bottom middle for your final 20 seconds.
Manny inside of the hill. Boamx there as well. Formal says, you shall not pass, my friends, as Optic now find themselves just 15 seconds away from the 3-0 sweep.
Taulek tries to get off a benches. He can't do it. He's got no help. Only teammates are over here at driveway. This is just a matter of time. 8 seconds left.
Oh, Formal! Even in the final moments, he'll win that fight as Optic stroll towards a 3-0 sweep. Lucid with a couple more. Native trying to make it go a little bit longer with 0 seconds left, but there it is. Optic Gaming on their home ground. Sweep aside Native Red.
Talk about a convincing win that they needed to start off their championship bracket. This was it, 3-0. Shown up by the Green Wall fans in the front row here in Arlington. They like what they see as these players will exchange handshakes on the stage, and Optic Gaming will walk away with a 3-0 win.
Optic Gaming, all business here in Arlington. Nobody would have taken that loss at the Global Invitational, harder than the 4 gents you can see on your screen right now, and they are here for revenge.
They are indeed. In the end, they outslay 63-61. So once again, credit to Native Red for kills on the board. However, a lot of those final slays, of course, coming in during the burning of that final clock around the last minute 30. But it's really good, once again, game management. As we take a look at some highlights from that series, that has been the name of the game for Optic Gaming. When they are winning tournaments, it's all about game management. Every single game type that they can. There was beautiful game management, not just in that third and final game, but all series long from Optic.
It just seems like the formula is working again, right? It just seems like the chemistry is there. Everyone's playing for each other. The Aquarius game, the first flag went against them, but maybe that was just a little bit of a shot of caffeine for them, so to speak. Time to wake up, boys. It's championship bracket now, and we've got to get ourselves going. After that, 5 flags without response. Complete domination of the map. The Slayer, not even close. You never felt like Native Red were in it. And then a conclusive win on King of the Hill. This is the Optic we wanted to see.
Exactly. This is the Optic Gaming that we knew needed to show up. You're watching highlights here. Once again, this is what we're talking about. Bottom middle control the entire game, just perfectly picking up all the pieces. Time and time again from Optic Gaming in that Slayer. And you heard a little bit of cheers on the main stage. That's because we got one of the Optic Gaming players soon on the main stage. I won't spoil that just yet.
Wait a few seconds before we get into that, but in the meantime, we'll just carry on watching the highlights and TriPPPeY again in these Slayers. I mean, I don't know what changed for TriPPPeY, but something did.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm sure that everybody else in the Halo Championship Series, would love to know the answer.
Absolutely, and guess what? That man that you just saw on your screen is also here on the main stage. Let's throw it down to Blaze alongside TriPPPeY.